Hello and welcome to another video update from bnsfrailnut. This is Mitch, just giving you guys a update on stuff that's gone or happened to the layout. Progress I've made, which isn't much, but a little bit of progress here and there, and some just kind of other tidbits about the layout. So we'll start off with some of the progress that I've been working on the past week or so. I don't know if you can tell the difference between the backdrop, but you got a little of that expanding foam. Just topping off the kind of the cut for the rail here coming through. I'm going to be covering the plaster cloth over again. Just wanted to see what it would look like the first shot, so it's only going to make it a little stronger, so nothing too bad. But work my way on down to here so far. Need to get some more plaster cloth. And my girls wanted a little cave, so I'm trying to make something out of that. They wanted some bears and animals in there, so we'll see how that kind of comes to be here. And then working on the corner over here, getting the incline up for the hill and spacing out the roadway through the cut. Gonna be a neat little scene once it's all hopefully done. So working on that. And scraped all that stuff off again. It was painted before, but now it's all back to normal. I'll just probably put plaster cloth on the hills again. So this is what I'm going to start out with as far as the scenery goes. Concentrate on first. This, I don't know, 10-12 foot run. Who knows what it is. But I'm going to try to complete this to make it look like a fairly decent scene, and then I'll continue onward. But this is where I do most of the kind of the rail fanning, in my opinion, is in this section, because the other side is just pretty much the yard. And yards are fun, but they only can be so fun. So, and this corner I'll probably come down to here too. Took out my auto racks, the dual ones from Athearn. Just wanted to see how they would do on the curves, which they did do pretty well, with the exception of one hiccup back in here where it is too tight of a corner. It's probably down to like a 26 to 28 inch radius back there, which they just do not like. So it's probably got to be 30 to 36 inches for those things, which is some big curves. But everything else runs fine throughout the layout. There's still a couple glitches and stuff I got to play with, but it'll kind of come as it goes. And with this pile of engines here, since the Digitrax has been installed, I've been going through the engines, putting decoders in them. So these are all the engines that are set up, ready to go. Cab numbers are their DCC chip address. And some of them have sound. And I'm only going to stay with some of them having sound, because it is extremely loud to have these things running in this layout. Sounds neat for a little bit, but then it gets kind of on your nerves. So I'll put a couple sound chips in some of the engines, but it's not going to be a lot, because I'll turn it on here in a second so you can hear it. It's extremely loud. I got some new toys too. Picked up a couple more Genesis back there, those two. Another one of those somewhere, I think it's that one. And a couple more 70 Max from Genesis. So those all have the chips in them. And real quick, these are the ones that still need chips. So about halfway there. It actually has been a little cheaper than I had anticipated, so I was actually able to get a little further in my progress than I thought I would have been at this point. But still need a lot of chips here. And a couple repairs, and to actually get that motor working again, but it just needs to be reinstalled. It works. And then those are just, the covers are off because the chips can just go in. Don't need them on the layout yet. So, and wrap it around this way. So we'll turn it on and you guys can hear how loud this place gets. So, hang on one second here. Went into sleep mode here. This is the system that I actually did get though. I'll show you the box. It is the Digitrax Super Chief Extra duplex equipped. Comes with DT402D duplex controller, big tall one. It's got the battery, but still haven't done anything really with the playing around with it, so got it for pretty decent price, I thought. Retail like six something ridiculous, but 532 bucks. I figured I can spare it to get this thing rolling. But here, let's plug it in and listen to these things just whine. And this is the startup of just only, I think it's 6 of them that have sound in there. So, once they get running, it does take a lot to talk over them. So that is the reason why I probably will not be putting the sound in the majority of them. So, and then these you can still run with the analog. They just have that kind of annoying hum, and it gets quieter as you actually throttle them up, but it's still a little whiny. So I'll turn this thing off. It gets a little quieter, back to normal. So as far as the wiring goes, it was really simplistic, I thought. All I did was I dropped little feeder wires, positive and negative, or whichever way you want to slice it, but 2 different wires going to 2 different bus lines. I got those little, they're called Scotch locks. Scotch, whoever makes them, I'm assuming the Scotch 3M. But I got a bag of 100 of those for about $5 off eBay. And you drop your feeder wire, snap that thing to your bus wire, no soldering, don't have to worry about that. I still did solder the rails, or the wires to the rails, so like there. So you still got to do that, but once you just drop the feeder wire, attach that to the little Scotch lock, and it's very easy. And then what I did was I started at one end with the speaker wire. Got a Roulette Radio Shack for like 10 bucks. Wrapped it around the layout. One's coming from one way, the other. So the 2 sides. And all you do is you just lock those 2 together and just drag the feeder wire right up into the power. Had no issues whatsoever. So it worked perfect. No complaints, and very happy with the results. Then my programming track, I just took an extra piece of flex track, soldered 2 more feeder wires to it, straight into the programming track wire holder thingies, and that's where I program the engines. And as far as power, just take the old analog unit you had, hook it up to the accessory, run that straight into the power, and that powers that thing up. So it's an 8 amp booster. I had no problems with it whatsoever. Obviously I can have those, I think there's 24 of them that have power, or that can sit on the rails, and then I typically will have 6 to 8 analog engines, so that's over 30 engines on the layout that it's had no hiccups whatsoever, unless it catches a frog or something, but the power's held up, so I've been very happy with it. So just thought I'd give you guys a little update, progress I've been going through, and there'll be more stuff to come. I'm gonna probably play down here, try to get as much done as I can, so got a little free time on my hands. But thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next update, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.